Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today I've got another book haul for you. So yes, I keep on trying not to acquire more books and yet keep on acquiring more books. If you could see my office, I am completely surrounded by books, many of which are not on shelves, so it's definitely a problem I need to address. Anyway, I've got a few things to go through with you today. As usual, I've got some things I bought myself, so I did a raid on some charity shops when I was visiting my parents recently, and I've also got some books that have been sent to me by authors and publishers, plus some Commando Comics as well. So let me start with the ones from authors and publishers. So I've got a few things here, all of which look really, really interesting, one of which I'm super excited about. So let's go through those. So the first of those is The Western Take by G.R. Williams, which has got a great cover and looks just like a fun, weird West type of a story. So looking forward to that one. We then got one from Cathaven Press, Mischief in the Wood by Tina Rath, which seems to be a kind of folk horror, urban fantasy kind of a thing. So it looks like an interesting read. I've then got a couple from Titan Books. So the first of those is Marginal by Tom Carlyle. So Tom Carlyle, I think, is a reasonably new author. I think this is his second book. He's certainly got one other book published by Titan. So this looks like a kind of entertaining, fast-paced horror kind of a thing. So looking forward to giving that a try. And then one that I actually reached out to Titan about this one because when I heard about it, the concept was so great, I just knew I needed to read it. So it's Jekyll and Hyde Consulting Detectives by Tim Major. So I'm going to be reading this one in October for Occult Detective October. So the concept is that Jekyll and Hyde are a pair of detectives, which I think is just brilliant. And then finally, the final one from a publisher which I'm really excited about is the new Grady Hendrix book. It comes out, I think, in January. It comes out in January next year. So Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. So very excited to be reading this. Look, I really like Grady Hendrix. I've only read one Grady Hendrix book that I didn't enjoy so far. So this one I'm sure I will have a good time with and will report back as soon as I've read it. Right, moving on then. So a few Commando Comics as advertised from my subscription that I currently got to them. Four of those. So I'll just go through those quickly. So we've got Hunter and Bunter. I'm never sure which one's a new. This one looks like an old one. Yeah, so this was originally published in 92. We've got Twice the Danger, which I think is another reprinted one. Let's check. Yeah, this one first came out in 97. The Devil's Road, which is also a reprint from 96. And then finally, I reckon this might be a new one. Oh no, this is a reprint as well. So this is a Vietnam one. So I didn't know that Commando had ever published any Vietnam era comics. So yeah, this one again originally came out in the 90s. Fantastic cover. It looks like the cover of a kind of cheesy 80s straight to VHS action movie, doesn't it? So yeah, looking forward to reading Jungle Killer. And then in terms of things I got from charity shops when I was visiting my parents, so let's go through and show you what I got. So first up, I got this lovely vintage pan edition of a book I kind of vaguely heard of called Anarchists in Love by Colin Spencer. I think Colin Spencer wrote Absolute Beginners. I might be wrong, but I remember Absolute Beginners because it was filmed with a David Bowie soundtrack. I don't know if Bowie was actually in it or not. And that came out when I was in my teens, and it was a film I never saw but was aware of. Anyway, this is set in Brighton, which is the nearest city to me. So I'm quite intrigued to read a 60s Brighton novel. It looks kind of a bit kitchen sinky, a bit kind of probably slightly depressing. It describes itself on the cover as a pungent, earthy novel with a power to shock. So we'll see if it's still shocking, but a lovely vintage edition anyway. I then also got randomly the second Rumpole omnibus by John Mortimer. So I've got the first Rumpole omnibus digitally, and I've been meaning to read it for ages. These are supposed to be just really fun stories. So Rumpole is a lawyer, and the stories are him like working cases basically, and overcoming bad guys through his lawyerly skills. But there was a very entertaining British TV series of it in, I guess, the 90s, with who played Rumpole? I can't remember his name now. But anyway, I remember watching a few episodes of that and enjoying it. And the stories are supposed to be really entertaining. I then got, randomly for me, an autobiography. So I don't normally read autobiographies, but I'm a big fan of this, the person whose autobiography this is, and it was like super cheap in a charity shop. So it's And Away by Bob Mortimer. So Bob Mortimer is a British comedian, very funny indeed. He's writing novels now as well. I read his first novel recently and enjoyed that. So yeah, looking forward to reading this and no doubt being amused by it. And then finally, I bought 10 books from a series that I haven't read any of the books from, but someone on my Discord keeps on recommending this series to me, and it does sound really fun. And it's one of those series where I could get them out of the library, but when I came across 10 of the books for like £1 each, I couldn't resist. And they're not quite the first 10, but they're almost the first 10 books in the series. So the series is Agatha Raisin, so it's a very cosy mystery series. And as you can see, I've got 10 books here. They're all nice, like small size paperbacks as well. My preferred size of paperback. I'm going to completely mess this up and not manage to go through them in order. But I know that this is the first one. So the first one is Agatha Raisin and the Quiche of Death, which is a great title. So I'm going to probably try that one soon, and hopefully I'll enjoy it enough to read the rest of the ones that I've got. So the next one is Agatha Raisin and the Vicious Vet. We've then got Agatha Raisin and the Potted Gardener, Agatha Raisin and the Walkers of Dembley. Unfortunately, the stickers are over the title, so I'm going to have to look at the spine. Agatha Raisin and the Murderous Marriage, Agatha Raisin and the Terrible Tourist, Agatha Raisin and the Wizard of Evesham. I can't read the title on this one. I can look at the Fairies of Friam, Agatha Raisin and the Fairies of Friam, Agatha Raisin and the Love from Hell, which is a very good title, and Agatha Raisin and the Curious Curate. So yeah, if you're a fan of Agatha Raisin, do let me know in the comments. These look like just fun, quick reads. They definitely look like kind of Sunday afternoon reads. So yeah, we'll see what I make of those. So yes, that's what I've picked up recently. Let me know if you've read any of the books I showed. Let me know if there's any you are excited about hearing my views on, and I'll try and prioritise those. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're safe and well out there. I hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.